And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. If you missed the prior segment, we talked about our WWE Friday Night SmackDown preview. And now we're going to jump right into our professional wrestling review, our Thursday night wrestling review. But before we move on any closer, I want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMC podcast.net. We get a number of questions that come in from viewers like you during the show. So to ensure that your question gets read on air, I ask you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMC podcast.net with your questions. This puts your questions up on top of the list so I can see it, so we can address it. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Give me your projected predictions or your projected storylines, who you want the champion to be. Also, it really does help the show here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity all the way, 1,010%. Again, the link is at the GSMCpodcast.net. So let's jump right on into our Thursday Night Wrestling review. We have TNA Impact of June 13th, 2024. So we have Zachery Wentz against Mike Santana. Much like we kind of thought about, as Trey Miguel tried to interfere, Macklin appeared to take him out. Wentz goes to the handspring of Santana, counters with the spin, the block, securing the 3-count victory. We saw Mike Santana coming victorious of Zachery Wentz. Honestly, I like that. I kind of like that heading toward TNA against all odds. Obviously, it already aired. Can't wait to watch it. I've not checked it out. I kind of really want to. Maybe I feel like I should have, but then it would have made sense. It would have made sense, having my Thursday night wrestling review, because TNA kind of did this pay-per-view on Friday because they knew SmackDown wouldn't be live. They knew that they were able to kind of manipulate the wrestling audience to kind of have them be like, hey, if you're in that routine of watching WWE SmackDown, if you're looking for a wrestling product, why not us? Like, you know what I mean? Mike Santana getting the victory. I absolutely love that. Masha Slamovich against Marty Bell with Allison Kay. This match was pretty darn good, but all in all, it was Marty Bell able to pick up the victory. With that, you saw Marty evades and tries to steal a victory. The referee catches the attempt, but Kay gets on the apron, distracting Slamovich enough to Marty to roll her up from behind to steal the victory. So you obviously kind of have that, total heel. It's kind of crazy because I was so invested in the Spitfire. You would never thought Slamovich and her tag team partner would be such a huge baby faces, kind of heading toward that. But, you kind of have these girls, Allison Kay and also Marty Bell, kind of, be like, they're not your traditional wrestling heels, but I feel like they bring a lot to the table. I feel like the WWE, not the WWE, the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships are still in vain. Even though Slamovich, got the loss, and Marty Bell, bringing momentum, like I kind of said before in my previous podcast. I feel like, there's going to be a change. I feel like in terms of TNA, the World Women's Tag Team Championships are, it's always hanging in the balance. All right, next we have Tasha Steelz against Danny Luna with Jody Threat and Lars Frederiksen. This match was basically made for, obviously you saw Tasha Steelz defeat Jody last week on TNA Impact. Danny Luna kind of wanted to give the formula, kind of wanted to give what it takes to take down Tasha Steelz, but I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Obviously, whenever it comes to like a tag team, distribution, whenever it comes, not distribution, disruption, whenever it comes to like a possible tag team breakup, which I hope these guys do not break up. I feel like that, they're good as as a TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. But Danny Luna did it. She was able to kind of teach, Jody Threat, or what is it? Not Jody Threat. It's Jody Threat. Jody Threat. Kind of what it took. To take down Tasha. I kind of like it. Obviously there was a little, kind of like a little thing between it, but ultimately Tasha counters the attack, but Luna counters with a blue thunder bomb. I love the blue thunder bomb move, by the way. I think that's pretty badass. Obviously, you see Sami Zayn doing it. So yeah. Next we have the System at the Hardy compound. The System arrives at the Hardy compound and decides to go around back. Matt Hardy welcomes them on the balcony, but Moose sets out the trap. Bobby, fireworks causes chaos. Dude, that's crazy. I can't wait to watch this. That's absolutely crazy. Um, the screen flashes, showing the System outside of the Hardy compound, and Moose screams as the screen fades black. That's something in terms of, entertainment. That's the entertainment value that professional wrestling should definitely have. I kind of like the way they did it. I like how the Broken Matt Hardy is kind of doing what he, in terms of, especially with Moose. You can't beat Moose one on one, bro. I'm sorry. You can't. This guy is a physical specimen. This guy, he probably teaches at the LA Fitness local to his house, the Moose, booty fit camp. Or I'm just kidding, no. But this guy he's the real deal. He's the real deal. So Hardy, he relies on those mind games. He has to have those mind games in his corner to kind of push Moose to the limit. And not a lot of people have done that. Obviously, not a lot of people, has invited, the System leading by Moose to their compound or their house or whatever. So I don't know, this is pretty big. This kind of leaves a lot of questions wide open for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So, obviously it should be interesting. I can't wait to see what happens in terms of that. Ash by Elegance defeated Jada Stone. Ash by Elegance has been absolutely super, super good. Dana Brooke, I love Dana Brooke, even when she was in WWE, even when she was doing her thing with Charlotte Flair. Um, this is something that WWE I feel like could have manipulated a little better, but you lost her. She's now Ash by Elegance. I feel like the way she kind of is right now, I feel like TNA needed her. And at that point, you're like, you know what? I'm okay with it. But I still feel like they kind of missed on, Ash by Elegance. I also feel like WWE also missed on, Ember Moon as well. Well, Athena. But yeah, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Next, we see Nick and Ryan Nemeth against ABC. I guess this match was Nick tries to tag in Ryan, but fails. Ace chops. Ryan gets dumped on the floor, and the Bay takes him out. Danger zone. Rick, so obviously you have momentum heading toward Against All Odds tonight with Ryan and Nick Nemeth, the Nemeth brothers. So ABC still in turmoil. They recently kind of had a little falling out, which is kind of sad because I like ABC Ace. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to kind of see this all like Ace Austin, of course, also Chris Bay. I hope they kind of figure it out because they've been so prominent within the tag team division of TNA. So I honestly don't want them to kind of go anywhere. But obviously it's professional wrestling, so suck it up and deal with it. All right, so we also have our Ring of Honor review as well. We have our Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship Proving Ground match. Billie Starks defeats Sandra Moone via submission, the half Nelson sleeper. The Shane Taylor production, Shane Taylor and Lee Mayorty defeat Jacoby Watts and Nick Camarado via pinfall. Johnny TV and Taya Valkyrie cut a promo backstage where Taya said she respected everyone in the women's locker room, but Queen Aminata was getting on her nerves. Valkyrie called Aminata a fraud and said she would kick her ass off the throne. Wow, that's pretty badass. That's pretty cool. Red Velvet defeated Viva Van. The Triple Threat Trios match, you had the Top Flight with, Action Andretti. You also have Lance Archer and the Righteous. You saw Dark Order, and you saw Dalton Castle and the Infantry. Um, it's kind of crazy because I think it was the Infantry. Is it the Infantry that scored the pinfall via pinfall, pump handle, slam action? Darius Miles and Max Reynolds. That's big. That's big, especially the Dark Order getting getting the victory. I feel like this was pretty big for their through their kind of trios because for the longest time you kind of had the Bang Bang Gang. You had the Bang Bang Gang, the Bullet Club, or whatever you like to call them, the Bullet Club Gold. But It's time. It's time for a change. And I know a lot of people are probably calling me crazy because they're like, "Hey, dude, what are you talking about? These guys are winning, man. Winning. You have the Switchblade Jay White going at it night and night with AEW Ring of Honor, but I don't know. You can't really have. This is why I hate title versus title kind of matches. This is why I hate the idea of a unified championship match. I think it's dumb. I think it's kind of stupid. I think you can build up more revenue, more of a marketable approach, kind of keeping titles kind of separate, like the Ring of Honor six-man championship and the AEW Trios Championship. But obviously, they should hire me. They should hire me. I'm just kidding. No. Marina Shafir, Alex Windsor, and Diamante defeated Abaddon, Lady Frost, and Layla Hirsch. Harley Cameron defeated Trish Adora. Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship Proven Ground match. You had the Undisputed Kingdom, Mac Taven and Mike Bennett defeat the Wolf Zaddies, Shea Cabrera, the bad dude Tito. And yeah, honestly, I was rooting for the Wolf Zaddies. But that's just my opinion. I'm tired of Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah. But guys, do not go anywhere. We're gonna jump right into our third segment, WWE Clash at the Castle predictions. We're gonna, not, obviously we're gonna spend a lot of time on this segment. Don't want to spend too much time because we're rapidly running out of time, and I keep talking about time. So hey, do not go anywhere.